How did your daughter react to her first period? I'm making breakfast when I hear sobbing from upstairs. My 13-year-old comes down clutching her stomach like she's been shot. Mom, I think I'm dying. There's blood and I didn't cut myself anywhere. I put down my spatula. Sweetie, that's your period. Remember when we talked about this? She stares at me like I just spoke alien. You mean that weird health class thing was real? I thought it was like theoretical. Apparently, she'd been treating our entire puberty talk like some abstract science lesson that would never apply to her personally. She grabs my arm. Wait, so you've been doing this every month for years and just functioning? Going to grocery stores? Driving? Yes, honey. This is insane. How is society even running? Half the population is secretly hemorrhaging. I hand her supplies and she examines the pad like it's alien technology. This is basically a mattress. How do you walk? How do you sit? Do you just waddle everywhere? She puts it on, takes 3 steps, and freezes. I sound like a bag of chips. Everyone's going to know. She spins around frantically. Mom, I can't go to school like this. What if it falls out? What if it moves? What if everyone can hear me coming from down the hallway like some kind of period monster shuffling through the corridors? I try to reassure her. Honey, it's not that loud. Not that loud? I sound like I'm smuggling bubble wrap in my underwear. And what about PE? Coach Martinez is going to make us run laps, and I'm going to explode like a water balloon filled with embarrassment and horror. She starts pacing again, hands waving dramatically like she's conducting an orchestra of panic. And you said this lasts how long? 5 days? 5 entire days of this medieval torture? That's like a whole work week of suffering. A business week of biological betrayal. She stops dead in her tracks. Wait. Does this mean I have to buy supplies? Like with money? I have to budget for my own body's rebellion against me? This is economic warfare. An hour later, she texts me from school. Mom, I sneezed in English and thought my soul left my body through my nose. Also, why didn't you warn me about the cramps? I feel like I'm being stabbed by tiny angry elves with very sharp medieval swords who are having a rave inside my abdomen. Then, another text. Update. I walked past the boys in the hallway and I swear they could smell my fear. Or maybe it was something else entirely. I'm hiding in the bathroom now like some kind of period refugee. And another. The bathroom stall door doesn't lock properly and I'm having flashbacks to every horror movie I've ever seen. This is like The Shining but with feminine hygiene products. Send help or chocolate or a helicopter evacuation. Another. Just realized I have to do this while sitting through Mr. Peterson's boring history class. How am I supposed to focus on the Revolutionary War when I'm fighting my own biological revolution? When she gets home, she's carrying herself like a wounded war veteran returning from battle. She drops her backpack dramatically and marches straight to her dad, who's reading his newspaper peacefully in his recliner. Congratulations, father. Your daughter is now officially suffering for your entire gender's crimes against humanity throughout all of recorded history. He looks up, completely bewildered and slightly terrified. What exactly did I do wrong? You exist! And because you exist with your carefree, non-bleeding body, I now have to deal with this monthly nightmare until I'm like 50 years old. 50, Dad. That's like math I don't want to do, but it's a lot of suffering. She turns to me with the intensity of a courtroom prosecutor. Mom, I've calculated it during math class instead of learning about algebra. If this happens every month for the next 40 years, that's like 480 periods. I'm going to spend an entire year of my life bleeding. An entire year of my precious existence. My husband slowly folds his newspaper like he's surrendering. Should I leave the room? Leave the house? Leave the country? Yes! She yells with the passion of a revolutionary leader. Go hide in your man cave with your non-bleeding, carefree body while I figure out how to survive this biological betrayal that apparently half of humanity just accepts as normal. He just stared at his newspaper, completely terrified and confused about how breakfast had turned into a feminist uprising.